All right, apologize. Kind of thought that might happen. Computer fritzed out on me, so we had to start a new broadcast. So we'll gladly, little by little, get you back on the air here. But so far in this inning, we've had hit batter, a fly ball to left field. That was Luke Stogel led the inning off. Got hit by a pitch that broke up the perfect game. Fly ball to left by Barajas, the new catcher, and with one out, ground ball hit by Jack Dorn that Broughton flipped it over to Dagenhart, and no relay throw. So you got 2 outs, a runner at first, and a 1-2 count on first baseman Jake Dodge. Here's the set. Here's the pitch. Little pop-up left side. Could be trouble. And, boy, it just was foul. Good hustle by Jaffe to try to make the play just beyond the infield turf area there. And, boy, thankfully for the Chinooks, that ball hit probably inches foul. And so we'll do it again with an 0-2 count on first baseman Jake Dodge. Two outs and the pitch. That's off the plate. 1-2. Still scoreless here, bottom of inning number 2. Next pitch. Boy, he got jammed. It's right in front of the Chinook dugout. Boy, Sam's going to go out and catch that ball. And Jaffe had no shot at it, but Dustin Eisenagel hustling over almost thought about making a play over there. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on the 7-hitter. First baseman Jake Dodge. Jake Dodge, 6'4", 215 out of UC Santa Barbara. Swing and a miss. Ball, it gets away, but Eisenagel pounces on it and tags Dodge for the final out. No runs on no hits. You leave 1 runner on. We're through 2 innings here at Mulcahy on Solstice Saturday. Still scoreless. Going to the 3rd inning. Back in just a minute. All right, I'm going to have to ask you to resend any live chat you sent in. Sorry about that, but we got to start from scratch. I don't know what happened. The computer, when it doesn't want to play nice, it doesn't want to play nice. It shuts things down. So glad you're joining us back. And Miss Lopez has checked in from Chino Hills for those Chinooks. So thanks for checking in. And I'd love to hear from some of you that are still awake. California, not too bad, I guess, but local time here in Anchorage, 9:29. As we started this one at 9 o'clock, it's solstice weekend here in Anchorage. There's all kinds of events that are kind of related to the solstice, which actually was Thursday. And the sad reality for the Alaskan people here is that today's a little shorter than yesterday. So still got all kinds of daylight. But we've had a beautiful summer here the last 2 weeks. Summer has arrived in all its glory, and we're thankful for it on the baseball side of it. Been through many a summer up here where it's been wet and rainy for most of June. Last summer was wet and rainy in most of July. Top of the 3rd inning, 9-1-2 for the Nooks. Dustin Eisenagel will lead it off. And we'll start playing some of those in-game interviews. The first one will be Bo Brantingham, who is not with the club anymore, threw his final game the other night, and had a chance to grab him at the post-game meal, and we'll hear his interview here in just a minute. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Next pitch off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dustin Eisenagel, 5'7", 180, a junior from Messiah College, Frederick, Maryland. Little pop-up, and Hefner under it at shortstop makes the grab, and there's 1 out. So if you're scoring at the house, I got a P6 pop up to the short. Here's the leadoff hitter, Oliver Dagenhart, grounded out to third his first time up. Ollie, 5'11", 175, freshman from Truman State University, St. Louis, Missouri. First pitch is in there for a strike. Little looper into center, and they're playing him shallow and can't make the play. Good hustle by Stolga. He was playing shallow, and Dagenhart did not square that one up. It just kind of floated out there. So you thought that Stolga might have a chance to run that ball down, but that'll be a single. And the Chinooks have their second hit of the night. Jacob Hayes had a base hit to left. Now with a runner at first, one out, it's Cade Smith. So you'd like to see maybe Dagenhart think about getting over to second base here. We'll see how aggressive Coach Cole wants to be here in the early going. Playing a real baseball game tonight, 9 innings. All of them will be 9s from here on out. Fly ball right field and playable for Jack Dorn. He'll make the grab for out number 2. So 2 outs here in the third. And now it's Jordan Jaffe. Jordan Jaffe flew out to right field his first time up. Cade Smith, who just batted, had walked his first time up, so he's now 0 for 1 officially. Jaffe flew out to right his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Oliver Dagenhart was playing the hop, skip, and a jump over there with that leadoff, and he could not pull the trigger on going. And if he'd have taken off, he'd have stolen it easily. And step in a dive. Boy, that was close. Good move by Peyton Allen. Peyton Allen is a two-way player. Played a little bit of shortstop at Tyler Junior College and also pitched. Got quick feet. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. On 3-hitter, Jordan Jaffe. One pitch. Pop up. This should end it. And drifting over is Stolga from center field. He'll grab that and put it away for out number 3. F8 if you're scoring at the house. No runs on 1 hit. You leave 1 guy on. We're through 2.5 here at Mulcahy on Solstice Saturday. It's the Chinooks 0 and the Pilots 0. Back in just a minute. Bottom of the 3rd inning here at Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth with you. And stepping in for the Pilots, designated hitter Brendan Shanahan. First time through for Shanahan. Shanahan, 6'1", 200, a freshman from Fresno State University. Temecula, California native. All right, we got Mr. Marks checking in. He's a pilot dad there. Thanks for checking in. Turn the volume down and listen to Casey. He's really good. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. So thanks for checking in, Mr. Marks. Always good to hear from folks on the other side of the fence. Ms. Serrano checking in, rooting for Troy. Ms. Hayes is checking in, awake and happy that we're streaming. So, yeah, the sun is gradually fading off. We got some cloud cover coming in, and it's not going to be dark. You know, it never really gets dark here in Alaska in the summer, but it will definitely get a little darker as the game progresses. So, 2 balls and a strike to Brendan Shanahan. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Dustin holds on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, we started the ball game 68 degrees. Probably drop a little bit as the game progresses. We got a southwesterly 4-7. That's actually going to blow in from left a little bit. Flags are fluttering just ever so slightly. And there's strike 3. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout, actually third strikeout for Troy Lopez. And there's 1 out here in the 3rd inning. And now it's the 9-hitter, Marcus Sanders. Marcus Sanders, one of 3 Sanders brothers on this Pilot club. 6'1", 175, a junior, attending Southern University. There's a little looper, and Oliver thought about jumping early and waited when he realized it wasn't going to get over his head. So kind of a looping liner to Oliver Degenhardt at short. There's 2 outs. Now it's back to the top, and brother Troy Sanders. 6 foot 175. He's a freshman, and he goes to Grand Canyon University. Both the Sander brothers are from Tucson, Arizona. All 3 of them. Only 2 in the lineup tonight. And there's a breaking ball that misses low. All right, well, glad to know that we're not the only one with technical difficulties. I'm certainly not wishing that on Casey and the Pilot broadcast, but technology is not perfect. So 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of inning number 3. We're at the leadoff spot for the Pilots in a scoreless game. Thank you. The 2-0. Ground ball, left side. In the hole, Degenhardt, long throw, 1 hop, safe. Almost a great play right there. As if you didn't have the leadoff hitter running there, you might have got him. It'll be an infield single, 1B6 if you're scoring at the house. Big tip of the cap to my wife, Kitty, for bringing me something to drink. My voice is about to give out here. 2 outs and 1 on. Here's the 2-hitter, Luke Hefner. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Hefner 0 for 1. Dallas Baptist University player. And, well, I didn't even see what happened there. That ball get away? Did it hit the dirt? Or did? Okay, so it's a wild pitch. So Sanders will go to second on a wild pitch. Generally, if it hits before it gets to the catcher, it's going to be a wild pitch. If it went off the guy's glove, it's going to be a pass ball. I did not see it. I was kind of looking down at my score sheet when that pitch was delivered. 1-0 pitch. I'm going to rely on Tim Barton, my other set of eyes here, to make the official. We will never know what the official scores across the way, because really the Pilots are the official scorekeepers for this game. So not sure we'll ever have exact knowledge. Troy Lopez now 29 pitches. The 2-0. High pop-up. That's out of play. And, well, I say it's out of play. Let's see what happens. It's staying in play, and, just out of the reach. You had Broughton, and you had Hayes, and you had Orion Medeiros all congregating right by the bleachers down in the right field corner there, and none of them could reach it. So 2 balls and a strike now with 2 outs. Luke Hefner trying to get his first hit of the night. So with that wild pitch, Sanders at second with 2 outs. And that's just the first time tonight that the Pilots have got someone in scoring position. Next pitch, drilled to second, and Broughton drops it. Boy, you got to hurry here. Runner's coming around to the plate. Here's the throw, and Everybody's safe. Golly, that's going to be, no, it's going to be an error on David Broughton. And that's nifty base running by Sanders. So it's going to be E4. Hefner's at first base. And Sanders comes all the way around to score on the error. So, I mean, if we're in the big leagues, you might say that was 2 errors because you didn't make the play at the plate, but we'll give him 1 error. Swing and a miss, kind of waved at a breaking ball. And Dylan Marks in a hole, 0-1. Dylan Marks got called out on strike 3 last time up, so he's 0-1 tonight. 1-0 Pilots. They just scored the first run of the night on a ball that was really well hit by Hefner. And David Broughton, it looked like he had it. I mean, it was right at him. It just popped out of his glove, and it scooted away from him far enough. And Hefner's a good enough runner that he had no play at first base. And you had Sanders coming all the way around from second, and he scored. Throw to second, and Hefner's safe. Stolen base. And that's why he beat out. That's why there was no play at first base. Luke Hefner runs pretty well. And so now he's at second on the stolen base. And Pilots looking for their second run of the inning and their second run of the night. It's 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Troy Lopez. The set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Runner going, and that's a pass ball. So Hefner, unorthodox to go steal third with 2 outs, but he gets the bag. And it's not a pass ball. That's going to be a stolen base. So Hefner probably just saved a pass ball for Dustin Eisenagel. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Line drive, right field, base hit. 2-0 Pilots. Boy, that error just kills you. Because not only does it allow that run to score, now the second run scores. So these are unearned runs now, as that's a solid RBI single. Good piece of hitting by Dylan Marks. And you got 2 runs in for the Pilots. They've done all this with 2 outs. Here's Luke Stoga, the center fielder. He got hit by a pitch his first time up. There goes the runner. And you throw down and got him. Boy, really nice throw by Dustin Eisenagel, and he gunned him down. Good tag applied by Broughton. I'll go 2-4 caught stealing. But the Pilots, 2 runs on 2 hits. You leave nobody on. We got a new ball game here as we go to the 4th. It's the Pilots 2, Chinooks 0. Top of the 4th inning, Nooks now trail it by 2. It's 2-0. And stepping in is Jacob Hayes, first time. He'll face Peyton Allen. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Hayes got a base hit to left field his first time up. The Niemann's staying up late in Kansas. Thanks for hanging with them. Yeah, if we got any East Coasters, man, let me hear from you. It's getting really late there. I might have to watch the replay on that one. 2-0 pitch. That's not right. The scoreboard is wrong. It's 2-1. Not sure who's keeping the scoreboard next door here, but here's the 2-1 offering, and that's going to miss. 3-1. Now it says 4-1 on the board. Start it over. Nobody on, nobody out. Jacob Hayes trying to get something going here for the Nooks in the 4th inning. Next pitch by Allen, and that's going to miss for ball 4. So after base hit his first time up, Jacob Hayes draws a leadoff walk. That will be walk number 1 for starter Peyton Allen. And that'll bring up Jaden Hill for the second time. Peyton Allen now working on 40 pitches. First pitch to Jaden, catches the outside corner, strike 1. Ground ball, this could be 2. You flip it to short for 1, easy double play. 4-6-3 erases the base runner. That ball was hit right over the bag. Sanders, I thought he was going to step on the bag and take it himself. Probably should have. But Luke Hefner was hustling over, and he just flipped it up on the tabletop. Hefner, a strong throw over to Jake Dodge for the twin killing. 4-6-3. Now, with 2 outs, is it David Broughton. Misses inside with the breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Peyton Allen, right-handed junior, going to the University of Houston. 5'11", 185 from Prosper, Texas. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little bloop into right. This could be trouble, and sure enough, finds the grass. Base hit for David Broughton. He struck out his first time up, so he's now 1 for 2 on the night. See if the Chinooks can get a 2-out rally going of their own. Pilots did all the damage in the 3rd inning with 2 outs. And now it's the 7-hitter, Keaton Laidley. Fly ball to left his first time up. Keaton is 0 for 1 tonight. Allen the set and the pitch. Line drive through the hole, base hit. There you go. And you better stop there. No reason to get to 3rd with 2 outs. And back-to-back singles to right field for the Chinooks. And they're returning the favor here with a little 2-out magic. 2 on, 2 outs for Orion Medeiros. Ground ball to the pitcher his first time up. So Orion is 0 for 1 tonight. Orion, 6 foot 200, a sophomore from Westmont University. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Now Allen steps off. They are not enforcing the speed up rules, the clock rules, which is a little disappointing, but we're technically under the NC2A rule book here in the ABL, but the umpires have not been really enforcing. Most pitchers have done a pretty good job of keeping pace of play at a good clip. Had a couple of guys that have slowed things down a good bit, but most of them they play those rules in college. All of them play those rules coming up here, so these pitchers are now in a rhythm of pitching pretty quickly, which is kind of nice to see. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch off the plate, 1-2 to the Chinook right fielder. Orion Medeiros, the 8-hitter in the lineup. The 9-hitter is Dustin Eisenagel. He waits on deck. 2-0 Pilots as we play here, top of 4. Swing and a miss. Good off speed right there. Kind of tailing away from the right-handed batting Medeiros. That'll be a strikeout, and it'll be strikeout number 2 for Peyton Allen of the evening. The Chinooks get a couple of 2-out hits. They leave them stranded, and they have left 5 now on base, 2 in scoring position. And it's still a shutout for Peyton Allen as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Pilots 2, Chinooks 0. Four, 5, and 6 for the Pilots here as we play on in the bottom of the 4th inning. Troy Lopez, 37 pitches now for the first 3 innings. First pitch, going to miss low, ball 1. This is Luke Stolga for the second time. He got hit by a pitch his first time up. Pilots, a couple of 2-out hits and an error by the Chinooks really opened the door in the 3rd inning. Ball's hammered left field, but foul, curving foul by about 3 feet. Got out in front of that pitch, did Stolga. And as we've noted before on the broadcast from Mulcahy, a lot of foul territory right in front of the dugouts, and then these fences angle back toward the foul pole. So down right at the foul pole, there's hardly any foul territory. Kind of a interesting configuration of this ball field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball, this is fair. And, boy, this has got a chance. Toward the wall, Laidley right up against the fence makes the catch. Well, you know what? On other nights, when that wind's kind of going out, that has a chance, but not tonight. The wind was actually blowing in a little bit earlier. Now the flag's just hanging limp right there, blowing straight down. So there's 1 up and 1 down. Stolga flies out to left. Now it's Junior Barajas. Flew out to left his first time up. Just arrived in Alaska today, so jumping right into the lineup. Line drive into left. There you go. Base hit for the newcomer. He's now 1 for 2. So thanks for checking in on the live chat. Some of you did it twice because we lost the other one. So we've heard from Ms. Lopez, Mr. Marks, Ms. Serrano, the Hayeses, and the Neiman. So if you're staying up late watching, let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. I know we got a few Pilot fans jumping on. That's great. We'll have some Chinook interviews. We'll also hear probably from Pastor Brad Root at some point tonight. Got some videos that he recorded last year for us. Stepping in is Jack Dorn, the right fielder, as Lopez keeps a close eye on Barajas. Next pitch, that's going to be way short of the plate. About 57 feet or so. That ball hit out in front of the plate. It's a wild pitch. It's going to allow Barajas down to second base. Well, it hit well out in front of the plate and hopped right over Dustin Eisennagel's shoulder. Really no shot to block that ball. So it's 1-0 on right fielder Jack Dorn. Dorn grounded into a fielder's choice to second his first time up, 0 for 1. It's a 1-0 count with 1 out and 1 on here in the 4th inning. And there's a pretty well hit ball in the hole. Broughton way to his left. Nicely done there by David Broughton. And there's one out, but it will move Barajas to third base. So those free bases, boy, you can't afford to give them up. You got 2 outs and Barajas at third, and now it's first baseman Jake Dodge stepping in. He struck out swinging his first time up. So he'll try to do what the Pilots did last inning. They were able to score their runs with 2 outs. First pitch catches the outside corner, strike 1. Troy Lopez, 6 foot 180, freshman going to Westmont University. Chino Hills, California native, working here in the 4th inning. This is pitch 44 for Lopez. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike. We'd love to put a 0 up here and keep this thing where it's at. The 1-1. Boy, that's a generous call. That's as far as we've gone off on the lefties there. Mr. Umpire wants to keep this going too. He's got bedtime. It's past his bedtime right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off the plate, 2-2. Well, it really does mess with your rhythms a little bit. These guys, we play predominantly 6 o'clock games. There's a rhythm to going to the Alaska Club, eating lunch, and all the things that we do as Chinook team. Check swing could not hold up. Eisenhager's looking to get the ball. He picks it up and finally does throw it down to Hayes. And there's your final out. Nice job by Dustin to stay with that thing. It'll be a strikeout, and for Lopez, that's unofficially 4 now in the game. And the Pilots, no runs on 1 hit. You leave 1 runner on in scoring position. Not a lot of traffic for the Pilots, but they have been efficient in getting those guys around. And we will head to the top of inning number 5. Pretty good pace of play here. It's 2-0 Pilots.
We would like to take this time to give us
Welcome back to Mulcahy. We're in Anchorage, Alaska on Solstice Saturday here. Dustin Eisenhagel fouls that ball straight over our head, strike 1. Peyton Allen still on the mound. That was pitch number 50 for Peyton Allen. It's 9-1-2 for the Chinooks. Dustin Eisenhagel, and then Oliver Dagenhart and Cade Smith. Next pitch is going to miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. So we will play the interview with Bo Brantingham, who has now left the club to go back and honor his obligation to the Air Force Academy. Got him at the post-game meal the other night, so we'll want to make sure we get that in before we forget and move on to the other players. After Bo, later in the evening, We will hear from David Broughton, who's actually playing second tonight, and we'll hear from Peyton Neiman. Ground ball, third base side. And on the big hop, Marcus Sanders throws over to first, and there's one away. Good hustle by Dustin Eisenagel getting down the line, but strong throw from the third baseman, Marcus Sanders. And there's one away. Top of the lineup, Oliver Dagenhart. 1 for 2 tonight. Single to center his last time up. Ground ball to third base back in the first inning. 2-0 Pilots, top of the fifth inning. One out, nobody aboard. Peyton Allen has been on the mound from the start for the Pilots, as has Troy Lopez. First pitch is in there, strike one. Well, we'll give you who's next for both these clubs afterwards, as we like to do after the ball game. And let's see here. Yeah, tomorrow the Pilots and the Bucks will play at 4 o'clock. And that's a home game for the Pilots. And then we'll come back down here on Monday. 6 o'clock, we're back to normal time. And that ball's fouled off. Allen had the big leg kick that time and kind of dropped down a little bit further. Changed his motion there. And Oliver liked what he saw. Took an aggressive hack at that pitch. Just missed it. 0-2. One out, nobody aboard. Top of the fifth, almost halfway home. Well, that was a totally different look, and Dagenhart swings through strike three. Strikeout number 3 for Peyton Allen, and he might be finding a bit of a rhythm here. He's retired 3 Chinooks in a row. Now it's Cade Smith. Fly ball to right and a walk for Cade tonight. Designated hitter in the University of Arkansas. First pitch, right down Broadway, but called a ball. Not sure where it missed, but Mr. Umpire didn't like it, so 1 ball, no strikes. Kick and the delivery, and that's off the plate, 2-0. Well, we've heard from Miss Lily, watching from Norwalk, California. Appreciate her checking in, rooting for Troy. And Miss Sanders, rooting for the Pilots. Boy, I got to hear the story on that one, Miss Sanders. We got 3 Sanders boys on this club. And only 2 in the starting lineup tonight, but all 3 of them have been in the lineup a number of times. Fouled straight back. It's kind of cool that you get to play summer ball with 2 of your brothers. I mean, there's not many. We've had a couple of Chinook brothers over the years. Been a while, but let's see. I can think of the names are going to escape me at the moment, but I'm going to come up with them. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a chopper to short, and boy, you cut it off. There's one of those Sanders brothers making a nice play. 5-3 if you're scoring at the house. I thought for sure that was going to get to Luke Heefner at short, but Marcus cut him off. That's how you teach those third basemen to make that play. So there's 3 up, 3 down in the 5th, and it's still 2-0 Pilots. We'll be back in just a minute. We're halfway home here on Summer Solstice Saturday. Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth with me. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. Boy, I'm losing my brain up here. Tim Bartow just left the booth. He was up here for the first half of this game. He's going to go down and sit with his bride. Don't blame him. Got a little phone booth up here to call the game from, so we're glad to do it. Not a lot of room for 2 people. I do appreciate it. He does the post-game wrap-ups that we post on our website. So tip of the cap to Tim Bartow, longtime Booster Club president for the Chinooks. He and Chris are going to move down to the lower 48. I think they're going to move to Tennessee somewhere, maybe in the fall, early fall. So our best wishes to him and his bride. And the first pitch, boy, it's going to hit Shanahan, and he'll jog down to first base. And there's one aboard with nobody out. That was pitch number 49 for Troy Lepas. He's done a nice job. I could argue this game should still be tied, as with 2 outs in the 3rd inning, Luke Hefner hit a sharply hit liner right to David Broughton, and he dropped it, and that resulted. The net result was 2 runs in that inning, and that's a score, 2-0. That ball's hit to center, and just outside the reach of Dagenhart. Runner's going to hustle to third. The throw is not going to be in time. So base hit for Marcus Sanders, and everybody's safe. Hustling base running by Brendan Shanahan. As Jaden Hill came running in, made a throw to third, Jaffe was able to jump up and catch the ball. And now what do we got? Well, I'm not sure what's going on here. Well, did they call him out? I'm going to have to get an explanation on that. Shanahan actually ran off the field. So he must have been called out. So there's 1 out and 1 on. Here's the pitch. Throw back behind the runner, and boy, nice job there by Eisenagel and Hayes working together. Those are roommates, by the way. Those are my guys. I pick those guys up every morning. Dustin Eisenagel and Jacob Hayes. Ken McCarty is their host, Dad. Big shout out to Ken. Thanks for hosting again this year. We couldn't do what we do with the Chinooks without the host families in the Chugiak Eagle River area. So big shout out to all of you if you're listening. Thank you so much for what you do for these guys and just providing a home and just a stable environment for them to enjoy what turns out to be every summer an amazing summer in Alaska, and the host families are such a huge part of that. So thank you, Ken, and all the host families for doing what you're doing. No balls and a strike. 1 out. That's going to miss high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, I keep forgetting to play the interview. We'll get to it, promise you. Bo Brantingham will be next. I like to play it over the visitor hitter, so sorry about that, Pilot fans. Next, we'll do it in the oh, you got him picked off. 1, 3, 4, 3, and you drop the ball. Everybody's safe. So much to do about nothing there. I'm not writing anything on my score sheet. That's there's no reason to. It's just like it's just as if the pitcher stepped off the rubber or he threw to first and the guy was safe. Well, the frustrating part for the Chinooks is you had a guy picked off there and you gave away an out. So you still got a runner on first with 1 out, and you should have 2 outs, nobody on. So the defense has not helped the cause here tonight. If you're playing solid defense, this is still a scoreless tie. And you'd have 2 outs here in this inning. But baseball's that way. It's kind of like life. Nobody's perfect. Going to be some errors along the way. 2-1 pitch. Misses high. So we'll try to get Bo's interview queued up here for we'll see if we can sneak it in before the Nooks bat. I hate going over the Chinooks batting. Just missed. Pretty good spot there. Called the ball. 3-1. Absolutely. Taylor and Jacob Campbell, unbelievable host family. All of our hosts are great. Just so servant-oriented, and thanks for that shout-out, Miss Lopez. There goes the runner, and ball 4. Doesn't matter. It'll be a walk. And you got 2 on and only 1 out. That walk will be walk. Well, let's see here. Unofficially, a walk number 1 for Troy Lopez. So first time he did hit a batter this inning. And I still don't have the story on how that first out was recorded. So you got Marcus Sanders at second, Troy Sanders at first, 1 out, and Luke Hefner at the plate. First pitch to Hefner, catches the corner, strike 1. Well, kind of glad we got the lights on right now because we have gotten some cloud cover, and we're still well before sunset. So it's generally light enough to play, but the lights are starting to take a little bit of an effect here. So summer solstice night or not, I'm glad we turned them on. Pitch is going to miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luke Hefner, shortstop from Dallas Baptist University. And, boy, one of these days I need to track him down. Him and his brother, David. My daughter, Hannah, babysat for them. Haven't had a chance to interact with them yet. 1-1 pitch. My daughter went to Dallas Baptist University. And Danny Hefner's been the coach there for quite a while. And these college young men now were just young boys at the time. So pretty sure Luke was the starter at short for DBU this year. What a job his dad has done in building that program into a perennial factor on the national level. And even more than that, just the character that he brings to that program and the spiritual emphasis that he and Dallas Baptist bring to the table is outstanding. Base hit up the middle, runner's going to be sent home. The throw comes to the plate, not going to be in time. 3-0 Pilots. RBI single for Luke Hefner. And hustling into third is Troy Sanders. So you got the Sanders brothers all over the bases there. Marcus comes home to score. Troy into third base, and it's first and third, still only 1 out. And it's 3-0 Pilots. Now it's going to bring a visit from head coach Tim Cole. And let's take a bit of a break while he visits. Back in a minute.
Chinooks call from the bullpen brings you number 7, Kyle Peaks from excuse us on that pitching recognition. That is number 31 for your Chinooks, Gavin Alvetti.
All right, the Chinooks have made a pitching change, and the new pitcher for the Nooks will be a right-handed sophomore from the University of Central Arkansas, Gavin Alvetti. And a big shout out to Gavin today. He helped out on a community service event on very short notice. He and Dustin Eisenagel. So tip of the cap to those two guys. We had an event at the VFW today. Really kind of nice family and faith and some kind of festival. They had a car show, and it was kind of a cool event. They had a tent set up, and guys signed some autographs, some baseballs, and handed out some schedules. And it was a really nice setup, and hopefully that's something we can do in the future as well. But a lot of little children. They had a bounce house and all kinds of booths for the face painting, all kinds of things for the kiddos to enjoy. And Gavin and Dustin, who now are pitcher and catcher in this game, are working together, and they helped us out on very short notice. So big tip of the cap to them. That'll be all for Troy Lopez, and we're still trying to figure out. I went down and talked to Casey Roll, the broadcaster for the Pilots. He couldn't figure out what that call was at third. It must have been some kind of runner interference on Brendan Shanahan that caused him to be called out, and he ran off the field. So it's a 2-1 count now on Dylan Marks. 1 for 2 for Marks tonight. RBI single, and that hit him right off the backside, and he's going to jog down to first. He's okay. And so that's 3 hit batters for Chinook pitching tonight, and that'll fill up the bases. Marks at first, Hefner at second, Sanders at third. They've added to their lead. It's now 3-0. And here's the cleanup batter with the bases loaded, Luke Stolga. He got hit by a pitch back in the second inning, flew out to left in the fourth. 3-0 Pilots. Boy, you need to buckle down here. First pitch fouled off. 0-1. Well, you're going to pinch your corners in here. Jacob Hayes at first base and Jordan Jaffe at third are going to play even with the bag and probably come home with the ball if they get it. You got one out, so the double play's still in order here. And generally what you tell your third baseman here is you go where the ball takes you. If it takes you toward third, you step on third, throw across. If it takes you toward second, you turn the 5-4-3. And if it brings you home, you throw it home. 1-1 pitch fouled off. And it's 1-2. We're at the cleanup spot for the Pilots. They've got a chance to open this thing up here against the new pitcher for the Chinooks, relief pitcher Gavin Alvetti, 6'1", 180, a sophomore from University of Central Arkansas. Strike 3 called. Got him looking. Big strikeout right there of Luke Stolga. First strikeout of the night for Gavin Alvetti. And let's see, 5 strikeouts now for Chinook pitching. That means that Troy Lopez finished with 4. Well, stepping in now for the Pilots, the 7th batter of the inning is Junior Barajas, 1 for 2 for the newcomer. First day in Anchorage, he got a base hit. Rolled off the plane, swinging the bat. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Well, unofficially 3 runs on 5 hits for the Pilots. The Chinooks, no runs on, I think I have at least 2 hits, maybe 3. 3 hits for the Chinooks. Fly ball left center. This could be trouble. And Jaden Hill runs it down, and that'll do it. Nice job by Jaden Hill. Boy, he had a long way to run, and the center fielder ran that thing down. And so the Pilots are limited. It could have been a lot worse for the Chinooks. Good job of minimizing there by Troy Lopez and by relief pitcher Gavin Alvetti. And the Pilots only able to get 1 run. They leave them loaded. And the new run will make it now a 3-0 Pilot lead. We head to the inning number 6. For the Chinooks, it'll be Jordan Jaffe, Jacob Hayes, and Jaden Hill. Only able to get 1 run. They leave them loaded. And the new run will make it now a 3-0 Pilot lead. We head to the inning number 6. For the Chinooks, it'll be Jordan Jaffe, Jacob Hayes, and Jaden Hill. All right, we're here with Bo Brantingham and post-game meal time. This is the first time I've ever done an interview during post-game meal, but just got done throwing your last outing for the Chinooks. We're going to miss you, but I want for folks to know, I guess,
introduce yourself a little bit, where your hometown is, and college-wise, where you're at, and why you're leaving.
I'm Bo Branningham. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I go to the Air Force Academy, and I'm leaving because I'm going to go do a little powered flight school for the Air Force Academy.
Okay, so, and one of the things I'm asking guys, just as a kind of an intro to the fans, is how did you end up playing for the Chinooks this summer?
So my hitting coach met Ted this winter, and he ended up getting me on the team, and yeah, it's been such a big blessing to be here this summer.
Talk about your experiences with Austin, your host dad, and what that's been like. I think you got a little bit of a private tour down at the base, and talk about your experiences with Austin.
Yeah, Austin's the best. It's been so great to meet his family, and just be around a guy who's that great of a man. It's someone I really look up to, even though I've only known him for 3 weeks. It's been awesome to get to know him a little bit.
Well, I know, having played AIA 40 years ago, I'm still in touch with some of my host families, and we're so thankful for people like Austin, Skelly, and the other host families. But couple of weeks, you've just been here a couple of weeks. Talk about maybe some of the highlights of your time here in Alaska and playing for the Chinooks.
Yeah, getting to play baseball with a team that feels like a family is definitely a highlight. Getting to know great guys and then spending some time off the field with them. It's been really fun. Being in the hot tub with some of the guys like Tim Reynolds has been great.
Right. Where's the hot tub? Austin?
Yeah, Austin's house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Any wildlife encounters?
We saw a moose on probably our second day here. I haven't
Okay.
seen anything since.
Okay. All right. Well, any shout-outs back home?
Yeah, shout out my little brother and then, both my parents.
Okay. Well, I've heard from them off and on. Tonight they were on. I got some live chat from them. So, Bo, thanks for investing a couple of weeks here, and I wish you the best. Our country's in good hands with guys like you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a great summer.
All right, big shout out to Bo Brantingham for talking to me the other night, and our well wishes to him as he goes and continues to prepare himself at the Air Force Academy. Ground ball to short. This is Hefner up with it, throws across, 2 outs. First batter was Jordan Jaffe. He grounded out to second base, and now Jacob Hayes grounds out to short for out number 2. All right, we've had a little merry-go-round for the Pilots, as best I can tell. Now we got all 3 Sanders brothers on the field. Logan Sanders is in center field. They've gone to a 9-man lineup as the new pitcher is Dylan Marks. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. This is Jaden Hill for the 3rd time. Jaden's grounded out twice to second base. So they're going straight 9 here, bringing the left fielder Dylan Marks into pitch. There's a base hit the other way. Good piece of hitting by Jaden Hill, and he's aboard with 2 outs. So nice job there by the Chinook center fielder. That was a fastball away, and he drove it right through that 6 hole. Now it's David Broughton for the 3rd time. Broughton 1 for 2, strikeout, and a base hit to right field. Chinooks now with 4 hits. Scoreboard's got 2, but I got 4 in my score sheet. So first pitch is in there, strike 1. Two outs. Chinooks have not been able to generate early base runners in any of these innings. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Marks, the athlete, flips it over, and there's your inning. 1-3 if you're scoring at the house. The Chinooks, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 runner on base. They have left 6th on base now, just 2 in scoring position. So nice job by Peyton Allen and Dylan Marks to limit the Chinook traffic. We're through 5.5 here at Mulcahy on Solstice Saturday. The Pilots hold on to a 3-0 lead. Back in just a minute.
All right, we're outside the Chinook dugout on Solstice night. We're playing at 9 o'clock.
It's crazy. It doesn't feel like 9.
Well, I want you to share with our listeners and viewers where you're from, position you play, hometown, and then the school you go to, and then maybe just a little bit of backstory on how you got to be a Chinook.
I am David Broughton. I go to school at Quincy University. I'm from Fenton, Missouri, a little outside of St. Louis, like 30 minutes outside of St. Louis.
Tell them where Quincy is.
Quincy's in Illinois. It's right on the border with Missouri
Gotcha.
and Illinois, right on the Mississippi River.
How far is it from Quincy to Fenton?
2 hours.
Okay,
2
so not
hours.
too bad.
Not too bad.
Just
And
far enough.
yeah, and I got my farm 30 minutes from Quincy.
Okay.
So I'm with my family a lot there, hunting
Awesome.
and fishing and all that kind of
That's
stuff.
great.
Yeah.
So, I guess, how did you end up being a Chinook? How did that happen to get on this team?
So it was actually cool. So my coach in the fall asked me, he goes, "You want to go play up in Alaska?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then then the weird thing was, a week later he goes, "I guess I was maybe supposed to be on another team." He goes, "Things changed. The first team, it didn't work out. Signed up for Athletes in Action." I didn't know what it was.
Right.
So it's just cool how it ended up being this way. Like it almost.
There's 5 teams up here, and there's a lot of guys that are playing college ball. I say, I don't want to play. I just want to play in Alaska somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what team. And
was just-
occasionally they end up on the Chinook team, but
Yeah.
a lot of times those guys will end up on the Bucks or the Pilots or the Miners or whatever. So
It was just cool how it ended up working out.
It is.
Like God kind of pushed me towards this way, so it was really cool how it ended up. Yeah.
amazing. Everyone's
Yeah.
got a unique story when I ask them that question. So 3 weeks in, what stands out so far with you personally being on this team, whether it's off the field, on the field? What stands out? What will be memory for you?
I would say just growing in faith with all like the guys and stuff like that has been really cool so far. Just getting to know them. 3 weeks feels like it's been like a year with them. Just getting to know each guy, so it's been cool, that part.
Talk about the baseball. I mean, I know in college usually you got a midweek or maybe, and then a weekend series conference. We've had a pretty not tough schedule in terms of grind, but the second half of the year schedule is gonna be pretty tough. Talk about playing every day and getting the routine of the Alaskan club, all that thing. What's that been like for you?
It's been good, yeah. So at school we play 4-game series, and then we'll play midweeks every once in a while. So we'll play
Right.
Friday, doubleheader Saturday, and then Sunday.
Okay.
So sometimes
That's exactly what the Lone Star does.
Yeah.
So-
So yeah, it's been good. It's been good so far. Trying to figure out working out, keeping the body right, playing. I don't know.
No classes.
No classes is really nice. No
Big
class-
smile on your face
Yeah.
after that one. So
Yeah.
I love, that was the thing I loved about summer ball is we're not playing pro ball, but it's kind of a pro ball grind.
It
and,
is,
and
yeah.
it'll be even more so for your second half. So
No,
hold
yeah.
on here, because those Alaska club trips will prove really helpful keeping your body in shape, because you're asking a lot every night, right? 3
Yeah.
hours of grind, playing ball out
I know.
here. So
It's been awesome though.
any other thoughts on just the first couple weeks? Any wildlife stories?
Oh yeah, so I guess it would have been our second or third day we were here. We drove past our house a little bit. We just wanted to see the nature and stuff past the
Right.
house. And there's a spot where we saw 2 grizzlies. I think it was our second or third day, right on the side of the
Wow.
road. So we watched them for a
We
while.
got to get these stories into
Yeah.
discipleship, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you guys. Did you get any pictures?
Yeah, we got some
Oh.
pictures. We'll have to show you.
Put those
So-
on group me, because we used to start discipleship with a OIA moment, like only in Alaska, and
Yeah.
if guys saw wildlife, they'd talk about it and
Yeah.
send pictures around. So
No, yeah, and then we
That's
saw
amazing.
a couple moose. We saw one with a few babies and stuff. That was really cool too. So it's all been. And then one night it was real rainy, and there was this little kind of water. It was kind of probably a foot or so of water that one was walking through, and it was really cool. It was raining, and it was walking through the water. It was really cool to see. Yeah.
Well, these are things that only happen in Alaska, and I'm so happy you're on this team. I
Yeah,
enjoy
for sure.
watching you play.
Thank you.
Any shout outs to people back home, friends and family?
Yeah, shout out to my mom and dad for giving me the opportunity to come and play out here. So I just want to thank them. And yeah, they're coming up actually next week, so I'm really excited. I'll get to see
Well,
them next
you know
week.
what? I'm always excited. I was always excited when I was coaching this team, because when the parents come up, you guys always play better.
Yeah, that is true. That is
David, thanks for taking time. I hope the summer's great for you.
Oh, it's been awesome. Thank you.
All right, big shout out to David Broughton, and boy, it was a quick inning for relief pitcher Gavin Alvetti. 1-2-3. Jack Dorn grounded to second to make the first out. Jake Dodge hit a ball right back to Galvin, and he made a nice play for the second out. And that last play, routine play to Oliver Dagenhart. 1-2-3, sixth inning, 0 on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors. And right now, the Pilots have left 5 on base with 3 in scoring position. We're going to go to the 7th inning on Solstice Saturday. It's 3-0 Pilots. Back in just a minute. Keaton Laley will lead it off here in the Chinooks 7th. It's almost time to stretch it out at the ballpark. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. 3-0 Pilots. And that pitch is going to miss. Next pitch is in there. 2-1. Pull up the box score. By the way, this game is being live statted. So if you want to go to either the Buck or the Pilots or the Chinooks website, there should be a link there to live stats for this game. Pilots 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Chinooks no runs, 5 hits, no errors. And that's not right. We've got some errors in this game. Swing and a miss by Ladley. And that's a leadoff strikeout for Dylan Marks here in inning number 7. First strikeout for Marks. Unofficially 4 strikeouts for Pilot pitching tonight. Now it's the 8-hitter, Orion Medeiros. Ground ball to the pitcher and a strikeout for Medeiros tonight. He's 0 for 2. First pitch in there for a strike. Well, we'll see here. Dylan Marks, well, they don't have the pitch count just yet, so we'll see if we can get that updated. Peyton Allen unofficially 75 pitches in his outing tonight for the Pilots. And Troy Lopez 60 pitches in his outing. And Gavin Alvetti has thrown 18 so far, so Chinooks have gotten their hits. They just haven't been timely. The 0-2, and he froze him. Strike 3. Backwards K this time. He struck out 2 in a row, and there's 2 away. Now it's the 9-hitter, Dustin Eisenagel. Pop up to short, ground ball to third. Eisenagel 0 for 2 tonight. I brought a pronunciation guide to the PA booth next door, and evidently it still hasn't quite found its way to the person calling the names. Little looper in the right, and nicely done by second baseman Troy Sanders. He had a long way to go, and he reached up at the last moment and made the grab. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across here in the Chinooks 7th inning. And it's time to stretch it out at the ballpark on Solstice Saturday. Pilots 3, Chinooks 0. Back in a minute.
It is time now for the 7th inning stretch. Last game, I got some big disappointment that I was not singing the song, so I need some help if I'm going to be singing it. Are we ready for the 7th inning stretch? Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and crackers, Jack.
Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth with you. 7th inning stretch just completed. And for the Pilots, leading off here in the bottom of inning number 7, 9-1-2, Marcus Sanders. And that's going to be fouled at home plate over to the third base side, strike one. 0-5-0. The errors is wrong. The Chinooks have at least one and maybe 2 errors tonight. So no runs on 5 hits for Chugiak Eagle River. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Glacier Pilots. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gavin Alvetti back on the mound for the Nooks. Outside, boy, Dustin has to hustle over and catch that one. 1-2. These are the 2 guys that stepped in a big way today for our community service event. Swing and a miss, got him. Boy, that ball was in on his hands, and it stayed inside. That'll be the second strikeout for Alvetti. And unofficially, 6 strikeouts for Chinook pitchers. Top of the lineup, it's brother Troy now. And Troy is 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Infield single, scored a run in the 3rd inning. So he's got 1 of those 3 runs. First pitch, just missed inside, not by much. So 2 of the 3 runs scored by Sanders brothers tonight. Marcus scored in the 5th inning. That ball's hammered, but way foul into the Chinook bullpen on the left field corner of this field. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody aboard. Bottom of 7. Kind of see the overcast skies have kind of made their way into the Anchorage area. That pitch is in there, 1-2. We are at 10:39 local time, so hour and 39 here. Pretty good pace of play in this summer solstice ball game at Mulcahy Stadium. First pitch was just before or just after 9 o'clock. Swing and a miss, and nicely done by Dustin Eisenagel. He'll throw down to first base. 3 strikeouts now for relief pitcher Gavin Alvetti. And now it's Luke Hefner for the 4th time tonight. RBI single to center his last time up. He reached on an error and grounded out to second. He's officially 1 for 3 with an RBI. Luke has also scored 1 of the 3 runs. That ball's hammered right up the middle, and that's Hefner's 2nd hit of the night. So with 2 outs, here's Dylan Marks for the 4th time. Dylan 1 for 2, RBI single back in the 3rd inning. He struck out in the 1st and got hit by a pitch in the 5th. Well, we're going to hear from Peyton Neiman here between innings. He got 2 outs. So we'll play that interview just before the Chinook 8th inning. As Pilots trying to add on to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And boy, I tell you what, Gavin's starting to feel it a little bit, finding some rhythm. He's got some good movement on his pitches. Obviously, Hefner got something he liked and drilled it into center, but before that, you had a string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row retired by Gavin Alvetti. There goes Hefner. He got a huge jump and no shot to throw him out. Stolen base, number 2 of the night for Luke Hefner. So he's in scoring position now with 2 outs and a 1-2 count on Dylan Marks. Well, you really need to keep this thing where it's at if you're a Chinook fan. Pilots trying to add on here. Little tapper, and this will be Broughton at second, fielding and throwing, and there's your inning. Well, there you go. You limit any kind of further damage. No runs on 1 hit. You leave 1 runner on base. And the Pilots have now left 6 on, 4 of those 6 in scoring position. As we head to the 8th inning, it's 3-0 Pilots.
Into the spin session
Neiman.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
all right, we're outside the Chinook dugout with second-year Chinook, Peyton Neiman.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
all right, I know this is kind of old hat for you. We did this last year, but for the sake of some of the new viewers and listeners, talk about where you're from, what school you go to, position you play, and just a little bit of how you ended up being on this team a second year.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm from Wichita, Kansas. Just finished my 4th and final year at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Actually, no more college eligibility.
Okay.
But I knew that there would be no better place to spend it than with former JUCO coach Tim Cole and the boys of Alaska. So that's what brought me back out here.
So your initial venture into AI baseball was because of Tim, right?
Yeah.
Talk
yes,
about
yes,
that
sir.
a little bit.
Okay, so I was planning on my first year was at Blinn Junior College down in Texas. Was fully planning on going back.
Buccaneer.
That's right, baby. And
They won it all
was
this
able.
year.
They did. Yeah. Shout out the boys, but was able to get connected to Tim Cole through a pastor at our church and my parents are really good friends.
So how did
and
the
they kind
pastor
of
find out about AI baseball?
they kind of had it set up behind the scenes. I didn't know all about
Ambushed
it.
you a little bit.
Yeah, and so once I got to know him, I was that was the start of Tim's journey as well a little bit
Right.
through college. He had only coached 1 year prior to that, and with him getting involved in AIA, I just kind of rode his reins a little bit and kind of just followed him. I just loved the way that he was coaching and the way that he kind of changed my perspective on life.
Okay.
And I just wanted to be wherever he was, and then here
That's
we are
awesome.
4 years later.
It speaks to the power of a coach, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
The influence of a coach is pretty strong.
Absolutely, for sure.
Well, all right, we're 3 weeks into year 2 here for you. What anything that stands out this summer that they'll be memorable for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think my roommate over there, Jaden, he's been an absolute blessing this year, which was crazy. I actually played him during the season, and also the host family I'm with, and just the team overall has been really. I wouldn't want to spend my last summer with anyone else, that's for sure. It's a younger team, but they're always looking to grow and learn. They're keeping me young, of course, and I'm learning stuff from them every day as well, too. So.
Well, you said you played your last year in college, and so do you anticipate saying goodbye to the game at the end of the summer?
So that was a big another reason of me coming out here this summer, just kind of being able to relax the mind and feel how the body's been feeling after a really long season. This last year, pitching a lot, and so I do have a couple interests afterwards overseas and over in Arizona for some independent ball, but it wouldn't be more than probably a year. I think after one more year, we'll probably hang it up and head off to make some real money out in chiropractic school. So,
Understand.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Any
sir.
shout outs to folks back home?
yeah, shout out Mom and Dad, Jennifer and John. My brother, he's up in Missouri. My sister's down in school in Florida. And then also my grandparents too. They're always checking in, supporting. And so, yeah, just shout out them. They'll be
Well-
up here soon too. So.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing them. I don't know if they're going to be here before I leave, but I always get to hear from somebody in the Neiman family on the live chat.
Oh,
every
yeah.
night at the
Oh,
game,
yeah.
So
They're-
it's always good to hear from them.
Yes, sir. They're involved. They love the game, and they love the Chinooks. So.
Well, thanks for investing another year with
Absolutely.
this ministry, and you have a unique perspective as a second-year Chinook to really help some of these younger guys
Right.
kind of figure it out a little bit. And so, thanks for your leadership on this club.
Yes, sir.
And I wish you nothing but the best the rest of this summer.
Absolutely. I appreciate everything you've done for us. Best broadcaster in the ABL right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Peyton.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're outside.
All right, big shout out to Peyton Neiman for his time pregame, and so that's going to be all the in-game interviews tonight. We did get a couple more interviews in the can, so we'll keep moving down the list here. Hopefully next time we can get Oliver Dagenhart, Nolan Livesey, and we got Jaden Hill, so we'll try to work our way through numerically on the roster, but we're trying to hammer through these. My wife Kitty and I are leaving on July 1st to go down and help the Xenia Club, and so it'll be bittersweet for sure. Little tapper back to the mound with 2 outs, and there's your inning. That was Jordan Jaffe grounding back to pitcher Dylan Marks. It's a 1-2-3 eighth inning. He made it look easy. Dagenhart fly ball to center. Cade Smith ground ball to second base, and Jaffe grounds back to the pitcher. We're through 7.5 here at Mulcahy. It's 3-0 Pilots.
Hi, this is Pastor Brad Rood from the Crossing in Chugiak Eagle River. I remember distinctly the first time I ever walked on a high mountain sheep trail. I was way above tree line in the gray rock with what seemed to me like a vertical drop to my death if I missed a step. Interesting that in less than an hour, I had learned to trust the rock, the foundation that was beneath my feet, so much so that a week later I walked the same trail carrying a backpack and a rifle. God's path also seems risky. If I'm morally pure, can I really be satisfied? If I serve others, will there really be time for me? But as we walk His path, a step at a time, we learn that we're on firm footing, a solid foundation. Psalm 25 says, "Show me your way, O Lord, teach me your paths." What next step is God asking you to take? Trust Him. Be blessed.
A big shout out to Pastor Brad Rood for recording some of those little short devotionals. What a great teacher of God's Word he is. And some of you pilot folks that don't know that the Chinooks, we are a faith-based group. And every day for about 90 minutes, we open up God's Word and talk about how it applies to the lives of a college baseball player. And so it's pretty cool. We go to the Alaska Club every morning. Pretty much most of these guys go work out. And then we're over to the Crossing, which is the church that Pastor Brad pastors. And then we come out here, and we play baseball every night. So 40 games in 50 days. These guys get really, really close. One of the common threads, if you haven't noticed on these interviews, boy, it's impactful when you connect young men together. They start sharing life's journey together, talk about the pitfalls and the celebrations. And there's a tapper right back to the mound. Zuleika throws to first, safe. That'll be an infield single for Luke Stolga. Right back up the middle. 1B1 if you're scoring at the house. New pitcher is Louis Zuleika. He takes over for Gavin Alvetti, who came on and really did a nice job in relief. So now it's Zuleika. And pretty good piece of hitting right there. Stolga, a bullet right back off of Louis' leg. I think he's going to be fine. He'll toe the rubber. And now it's Junior Barajas for the fourth time. Barajas 1 for 3 tonight. You didn't hear earlier, he just got into Alaska today and fell off the plane and got a base hit tonight, so he's 1 for 3. Fly ball to left, fly ball to center to go with his base hit. 3-0 Pilots, bottom of the 8th inning. And Austin Skelly's checked in, watching from Rendezvous Ridge in Arctic Valley. See the lights from Mulcahy. And appreciate the kind remarks from Austin. Boy, Austin shared our devotion the other day in discipleship. What an amazing job he did with our guys. There goes the runner, and you throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Luke Stolga. And the Pilots trying to add to a 3-0 lead here in the 8th. Runner at second, no one out. We're at the 5 spot in the Pilot lineup. Junior Barajas. Well, now you might, summer ball, you're not going to bunt. You just let these guys hit and see if you can drive them in. There's a tapper to second. Broughton fields it, throws it, and there's your bunt right there. That's what you do. Veteran hitter right there. That serves as a swinging bunt, and it does what a bunt does. It moves that runner to third with 1 out. Now it's Jack Dorn for the 4th time. Jack Dorn has hit 3 grounders, all to David Broughton. So he's 0 for 3, but now the Chinook infield has to come in. Try to cut this run down and keep the lead at 3-0. First pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Louis Zuleika, the new pitcher for the Chinooks. Louis, 6'1", 200, a sophomore from Gavilan College, San Jose, California native. Little half swing, he caught it, throws the third, double play. What a great play. Louis Zuleika, the shortstop by trade. It was a bullet by Dorn. Louis caught it, and then he flipped it over to Jaffe at third for the double play. Boy, what a nice play there. And just like that, the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, and you leave nobody on. We're headed to the 9th. The Chinooks need 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead. Back in just a minute. Well, Jacob Hayes to lead it off for the Chinooks here in the top of the 9th inning. They trail 3-0. First pitch in there for a strike. And Dylan Marks going to try to close this up. Came on in the 6th inning. He's done a good job since then. Nothing but zeros. Looking at let's see here, a 5-hit shutout so far. Thrown by the starter Peyton Allen and now Dylan Marks. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Chinooks 0-5-2. Pilots 3-8-0. The 1-2. Just missed. Boy, I couldn't have taken that. And Jacob gets the call. I think Marks thought he had strike 3. And so did Junior Barajas, catcher. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of 9. Chinooks need some base runners here to get this thing rolling. Next pitch. Popped out of play over our heads. And count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, with the overcast skies, it's good that we got the lights on. Just say that. Full windup for Marks, and that's hammered foul down the third base line. Chinooks trying to get their 6th win of the year. Pilots, if they hold on, would get their 4th win of the year. Still early in the ABL summer. That ball's closer to being fair, but still foul. And while I don't have the great view, there appears to be a pretty good gathering of Pilot fans and Chinook fans. So we got for the Solstice game, pretty good crowd. We were wondering how many people would show up tonight, but there's been a good gathering. That ball's in the dirt. It's a full count. And, boy, now you're 1 pitch away from getting your leadoff runner aboard. 3-0 is nothing that can't be overcome by this Chinook offense. But you need base runners. Big pitch coming up here to see if the Nooks can get some started. And that's fouled off. Good swing by Jacob Hayes. I appreciate all the live chat. the Niemans have stayed up. Sorry to put that Peyton interview last, but trying to go in order here on my little card that I got. 3-2 pitch, drilled to right field, but the right fielder has played back, and he reaches up and makes the grab. That's Jack Dorn. And that ball was smoked by Jacob Hayes. It's going L9 on my score sheet. Jack Dorn took a couple of steps, actually had to reach at the last minute. Thought that had a chance to get over his head, but he makes the play for out number 1. Now it's Jaden Hill for the 4th time. Jaden 1 for 3 tonight. Swing and a miss. Yes, he did. Oh, my. Oh, goodness. Third base umpire says no swing. If he hit that, it would have been a double. So Jaden gets the benefit of a call there. It's 1-0. That's off the plate, 2-0. Good piece of hitting by the Chinook center fielder last time. He went the other way. Hit into a double play in the 4th, grounded out to second back in the 1st inning. 2-0 pitch, just off the plate, 3-0. Well, you need some base runners. You'll take a walk here. Got to believe you're going to be taken here. Deep breath by Dylan Marks, the pitch. Solid strike right down Main Street, and it's 3-1. All right, well, some folks are checking out. I think they're going to bed. Don't blame me. That ball's hammered deep to right center field. This is back toward the wall, off the wall. And here comes the throw to second. I think Jaden thought he had a home run. And he was kind of coasting around first and realized the ball went off the fence, and he cruises into second with a 1-out double. Well, tell you what, that ball was absolutely crushed to deep right center field off the wall. And now you got one of the coaches for the Pilots coming out, and we'll see if they want to stay with Dylan Marks here or go to their bullpen. I don't see anyone up in the pen, so this might be just a settle down type of visit. Pilots do have a game tomorrow against the Bucks right here at Mulcahy. And it's a 4 o'clock start tomorrow. One of the things that has been for you Chinook fans that are in the area, the scheduling, the game times, I think it's worked out great. 6 o'clock starts for most of the weekday games. Saturday for the Chinooks, 4 o'clock starts on Saturday mostly. And then on the Sunday games, especially at home, we're playing 2 o'clock starts. So trying to make it a little more fan-friendly. So you're not having to stay, if you want to come out and enjoy some good college baseball, you still got time to go home and get up and go to work the next day. So 6 o'clock weekdays, 4 o'clock on Saturday, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Those are the Chinook home games. Some of the other programs are doing a little bit different. Now it's David Broughton for the 4th time. David 1 for 3. Base hit to right to go with a ground ball to the pitcher and a strikeout. First pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. No balls and a strike. Well, the Chinooks now 6 hits in this game, unofficially. As we play here in the top of the 9th, they trail 3-0. Here's the pitch. Had a notion, wild pitch gets away, and Hill goes to third. That run really means nothing at this point. So if you're a Pilot fan, you're looking for 2 outs to secure this win. Well, you're right, and I did, in listening, I always try to just listen to these guys as they talk during these interviews and pick up on some of the key points, and Mr. Neiman is right in saying how much of an influence Tim Cole, his Peyton's coach, has on him. And so, boy, it's been a privilege for me to be involved in the game of baseball at the college level for about 40 years, and one of the reasons I've stayed with it for that long is that very fact. So here's the 2-1. That ball's drilled high, deep center field, but plenty of room out there for Sanders. He'll make the grab, and coming home to score the first Chinook run is Jaden Hill. So the shutout broken here on the sac fly by David Broughton. Boy, he barreled that ball up. But in the coolness of the solstice evening here in Anchorage, not hit deep enough to get over the head of center fielder, new center fielder, Logan Sanders out there. So with 2 outs, you're down to your last out. First pitch swinging, fly ball, left field, and curving toward the fence, and boy, almost caught it. And let's see, who's the new left fielder? Well, that's Luke Stolga over there in left now. He gave chase and ran into the fence right by the Chinook bullpen. And it's a long strike for Keaton Laidley. Keaton 1 for 3 tonight. Fly ball to left, base hit to right, strikeout swinging. 0-1. Here's the pitch from Marks. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we just turned 11 o'clock here in Anchorage. So we started just after 9. The pace of play actually really good for a 9-inning affair. We're going to, depending on how this ends up, going to be just over the 2-hour mark. We're still under the 2-hour mark at the moment. 2-1 pitch. Missed low. 3-1. Well, you'd love to get Keaton on there. And then you got Orion Medeiros and Dustin Eisenagel waiting to hit. Boy, if you can turn this lineup around and get it back to Oliver Dagenhart, anything can happen. The 3-1. Strike called. It's 3-2. Well, and I tell you what, just as I say that, we were supposed to have Orion Medeiros hitting next. Looks like R.J. Rickabaugh is swinging a bat in the on-deck circle. Foul ball as the Chinooks down to their last strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of 9. 3-1 now after the sacrifice fly and RBI by David Broughton. Brought home Jaden Hill, who had doubled with 1 out. Payoff pitch coming up for the second time. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. So Rickabaugh, it looks like, is going to swing if Orion Medeiros' spot were to come up in this inning. So Coach Cole making some switches here. The 3-2 pitch. Line drive into right, and Laidley with his second hit of the night. And no reason to think about going to second. His run doesn't mean anything at this point. But it's the second hit of the inning, and it extends the ball game. And now it is R.J. Rickabaugh to hit for Orion Medeiros. So he'll get his first at bat of the night. Medeiros ends the night 0 for 3, a ground ball to the pitcher, a couple of strikeouts. Now it's Rickabaugh as the pinch hitter. And one swing in the bat could tie the game. First pitch, off the plate, ball one. And you got catcher Dustin Eisenagel swinging a bat in the on-deck circle, so he'll hit for himself. 2 outs, 1 aboard. Rickabaugh represents the tying run. Catches the corner with the breaking ball. It's 1-1. (3-1) our score. Top of 9. Chinooks trying to pull some magic out here on Solstice Saturday. Fouled straight back, and again, you're down to your last strike. RJ, this is one of the hardest things in baseball to do. I'll just tell you, I've had to do it many times in my career. My last year of pro ball, came off the bench late after sitting all night, not seeing a live pitch to produce in this situation. Really hard for RJ. The 1-2. Fly ball left field, and this should do it. It's going to be the center field or the left fielder Stolga putting the glove on it, and there's your ball game. F7 if you're scoring at the house. 1 run on 2 hits. You leave 1 guy on in the 9th inning for the Chinooks. And that's the ball game. Chinooks end up leaving 7 runners on base, and just 2 of them in scoring position. And they will lose this game by a score of 3-1. Chinooks 1 run on 7 hits. They commit 2 errors. And the Pilots 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Let's go back and wrap this one up, get you on your way, let you know what's next for these 2 clubs. Scoring started in the 3rd inning, and that really was the determining inning of this ball game. With 2 outs, and let's see here. That inning for the Pilots started with a strikeout of Shanahan, and Sanders lined out to short. So you had nobody on base with 2 outs. Troy Sanders, the leadoff hitter, hit a ground ball deep in the 6th hole, and it was an infield single, so he reached. He moved to second on a wild pitch. Then it was a line drive off the bat of Luke Hefner, and it was hit right at second baseman David Broughton. He dropped the ball, and that really opened the door as the next batter, Dylan Marks, would hit a base hit to right field, RBI, and so 2 runs came in then. It was 2-0 Pilots after 3 complete innings. It stayed 2-0 until the bottom of the 5th inning, and in that inning you had an RBI single by Luke Hefner that added to that 2-0 lead, and that would be enough for the Pilots to hold on to this win. The only run the Chinooks could muster was in the 9th inning, a 1-out double by Hill. He got the 3rd with a wild pitch, and then a sacrifice fly off the bat of David Broughton. And that was the only run for the Chugiak Eagle River Club tonight. They unofficially score 1 run on 7 hits. They actually nearly reached the Pilot total in hits. The Pilots get 3 runs on 8 hits, but it was it was the error in the what inning? It was the 3rd inning, and a couple of miscues in that inning really opened the door for 2 runs to come home. And that was 2 runs. If those weren't scored there, we'd still be playing in a 1-1 tie. But baseball works that way sometimes. You're not always going to make every play you should. And so the Pilots get the victory tonight over the Chinooks by a score of 3-1. Let's look at the box score and give you maybe some offensive stars of the game, see if we can give you some pitching info as well. Let's see here. For the Chinooks, Jaden Hill has a 2-for-4 ball game, as does Keaton Laidley. So you had a couple of multi-hit guys for the Chinooks, Jaden Hill and Keaton Laidley. For the Pilots, Luke Hefner, what a night he had, 3-for-4 tonight for Hefner. And that was the only multi-hit Pilot of the evening. Pilots did out-hit the Chinooks by 1, but Hefner was the only multi-hit Pilot, going 3-for-4 tonight. On the pitching side of it, let's see if we can give you some of those numbers. Starting pitcher for the Chinooks was Troy Lopez. He goes 4 1/3 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. Walked 1, struck out 4 pilots. He ended up facing 20 batters and throwing 60 pitches. He gave the ball to Gavin Alvetti. 2 2/3 for Gavin. 1 hit, no runs. Struck out 3 pilots, faced 10 batters, and threw 31 pitches. Then it was Louis Zuleika for 1 inning, coming in, gave up 1 hit, did not walk a batter, did not strike anyone out, faced 3 batters, and threw 7 pitches total. So 3 pitchers used for the Chinooks. And for the Pilots, I don't think they got the pitch total right for Dylan Marks. But starting pitcher Peyton Allen, unofficially 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Peyton Allen. He'll get the win tonight. And starting pitcher Troy Lopez will take the loss for the Chinooks. He gave the ball to Dylan Marks, and what a nice job Dylan Marks did. They've got him down for 17 pitches. He threw way more than that. 3 innings total, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 2 Chinooks, and facing 11 batters tonight did Dylan Marks. So really good pitching by Peyton Allen and Dylan Marks tonight for the Pilots helped the cause, as the Chinooks dropped this one by a score of 3-1 to the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Take a peek at their schedules. For the Pilots, they'll come back down here they'll be right back here at Mulcahy tomorrow, and that'll be a 4 o'clock game against the Anchorage Bucks. And then we'll be right back down here to face the same Pilot team on Monday, and we'll get back to our normal game time of 6 o'clock Anchorage time. So the Solstice Saturday ball game is now behind us, and it's a 3-1 loss to the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. The loss will take the Chinooks' overall record to 5-8. They're now 4-6 in ABL play. For the Pilots, 4-8-1 overall, 4-8 in ABL play. So that will wrap things up. Boy, a big shout out to all of you who gave us some live chat feedback. Thanks, Greg, for the comments at the end. Miss Lily, and all the folks that were chiming in. Apologize for the technical issues. Glad we were able to get that other stream back and running for you to finish this one up. But thanks for all the feedback on the air. Again, thanks to all the players who allowed me to give me a few of their pregame time. We'll continue on with those interviews on Monday night, working our way through the roster. And so me and Kitty are headed toward our last week as being part of this Chinook program. 12 years in the making, and it'll be bittersweet for sure. Our last game will be Sunday, the 30th. That's a 2 o'clock start out at Lee Jordan Field. So we'll be flying down to Xenia, Ohio, and we'll be serving the Xenia Scouts, the other AIA baseball team in the Great Lakes Collegiate League, for the rest of the summer. So I really do appreciate all the feedback that I get from you parents, and appreciate these players taking a few minutes of their time to tell us a little bit about themselves. So thanks for all that tonight. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord. This is Dr. John Grove from Anchorage, Alaska, signing off until Monday night. Until then, so long, everybody.